So yesterday I missed to go through this course syllabus, but I've already shared in this group. But yeah, so this course is for everyone who is a fresher and want to crack interviews in the IT company, or whether he is a database developer, database tester, business analyst, data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, even though like you are in a non-tech background and you want to enter into IT background. So I'll say SQL is the easiest course in that case to move into a SQL developer or a PLSQL developer kind of role. So these all the profiles, whatever I listed it over here, in all these profiles, SQL is used. Now there are more profiles as well, like AI developers, Gen AI developers. There also you must have knowledge to SQL. Then only you can move forward with either AI technologies or Python or data engineering concepts. Okay. So if you have any doubt regarding any profiles, you can ask questions throughout the session. Okay. And yeah, as I yesterday made it clear that I want the class to be interactive. So you have full freedom to ask any questions during the class. So our course content will be basically this. So these all the topics will be covering entirely in the class and in a hands-on way. So this all this comparison operator, logical operators, aggregate functions, set operators, joins, all kinds of join, basically subquery, constraints, clauses, all the advanced concepts like window function, recursive CT, pivot, everything. Okay. And then I'll also be providing like how to optimize the SQL queries. So throughout the session, I'll keep on explaining these topics as well. And if you need such guidance at the end as well, then also like we can have a session for that as well. And then how to build the logic, how to write complex SQL queries, that everything you'll be understanding in the session. Okay. So are we good till now? Yeah. Can we move ahead with the class?
Oh, yes, fine.
Okay. So fine. Yesterday we were discussing. So yesterday we covered basically create, insert, and select command. Select is a huge command, and throughout the session we'll be having so many select queries. So select is not complete, but yeah, at least we saw a basic select query, how to write it. Okay. And then how to create a table, how to insert data into it. Now today our agenda is now all these concepts we'll be trying to cover today. We'll see how much we'll cover in this 2 hour session. Okay. So yesterday we started with where clause, and then in the midway we were somewhere between. Okay, we were discussing upper and lower functions, right? So where is nothing but a type of filter clause. Like if you want to filter some data from a table, then you can use where clause. Let's say you have 4 records into this table and you want to just select some records based on either location, either address, either name, or either ID. So in any of the columns, then it's just like you're filtering the records based on location, name, or ID, or whatever columns. If there are more columns, then based on that, then in that case, we can use where clause. And the syntax we already saw, like after the table name, like first you have need to write select, then a star that says like you want to display all the columns of the table, and then you're mentioning okay, from where you want to extract the value from this particular table, a student. So that is a table name. And then after the table name, you are saying, okay, on this particular table, I want to filter the record based on address Hyderabad, right? So that's what we were seeing, we were looking into yesterday. Okay. And then once we executed this, it gave us the result. For all those students whose address is Hyderabad, we got those result in the output. Now we were discussing the upper clause. So I'm not sure how much it was clear yesterday. So I will just cover it in a short and then we'll move forward. So what upper clause basically does is it converts your data inside the table into upper case. So let's say you have these data and for any of the columns, if you want to convert the data into uppercase, then you can use upper clause. With the help of that, we can convert the data into uppercase. But again, let me clear it. We are not changing anything in the database in this table. Just for display purpose, just to extract the output in that format, or just to filter the clause, just to do some operation, you are changing the case. So even though we'll execute uppercase, we'll execute lowercase, or do some other operations, then also you'll see like the data of the table will remain as it is. Okay. So, okay, any question till here? All right. Okay, let's see. So we have these three columns, and then intentionally I'm writing a new column. So just for display purpose, it will create a new column. So you'll see four columns in the result sheet with the data of the address column in uppercase. So I'm using this address column in the upper clause. So it will convert that in uppercase. See, once we execute it, see all the data of this column Hyderabad, all of this column address is converted to uppercase, right? Now, our intention was to fetch all those records or all those students who are from Hyderabad. So for that, what we have to do, we have to write a filter clause. And as of now, we only learned that, okay, where is a filter clause? There are other filter clause as well, but yeah, we'll be learning later on. So with the help of where clause, we can filter the records. We can just extract the value, extract the students for Hyderabad location. Let's do that. Let's see. Okay. Now after our table name, what we'll do, we'll write our filter clause. That is where. And then after where you have to mention that, okay, on which particular column you want to filter. You want to filter based on name, based on ID, or based on address. So you want to filter based on address column, right? And then Hyderabad. But we saw this, okay, that when we are executing this command, so what result we were getting? We were getting only one record for Hyderabad. That's what we were getting, right? So now our intention was to see, even though we created this new column for display purpose, but when we are filtering based on Hyderabad, it's displaying me one record only, even though we have two records in the table. So what exactly we have to do is we have to use upper clause when we are filtering. Here it is not required. This I have just intentionally wrote to just show how the data looks like once we use upper of any column. Okay. So let's use it upper over here. I'll see the difference here. Once we execute it, let's see. We are not getting any records. Any idea why it is happening? Okay. Oh, no, some stuff also with Excel. Oh my God. Let me do one thing. Let me close my Excel once. Hmm. So I was telling, okay, when we executed this command, we didn't saw any result in the output. So these are the basic things I'm explaining. Yeah, you may be knowing these concepts, but yeah, these are very important to learn at the initial phase, and it must be clear to you, like, okay, why it is happening in this manner. So it will help you in debugging any SQL queries. Okay, now we have converted. I think there is an upper function in Excel as well. Yeah. So see, this Excel is also converting the values in uppercase. So now all these values of address column has been converted to uppercase. But now when we are searching for this particular value, okay, upper of address is equal to Hyderabad, then do you think that we have any record, any matching records with this Hyderabad in this records? So what it will do, yesterday we saw that first it will check for the first record and then see whether it is matching it or not. If not, then it will move to second record. Similarly, even though if it has found one record, then that is okay. So this is like rejected, this is rejected, this is rejected, and again the last record is rejected because with this Hyderabad, there is no such records which is matching in the same case. So that's why we are not getting any records when we are executing this particular query. So what should be our approach? So our intention is to filter based on Hyderabad. So if you'll convert this value into uppercase, then we'll get all those records, right? That's what we have to do. Sorry. So now if we'll search with this Hyderabad into this column, then you'll see two matching records. The first two, right? Then we'll be getting these two as the output. Let's do this. Let's convert this uppercase, sorry, this Hyderabad and uppercase. Now let me execute this query. See, now we are getting two records. Now I told, okay, this upper is not important. So this I was using just for display purpose. This is not important. Let's see our result. So you can say like even though we have used upper of address, this upper Hyderabad when we are filtering the records, but the data in the table looks like as it was there before. So we're not changing anything in the database or in the table. Okay. Now, since this upper clause is clear, we have a similar clause called lower. So can anyone help me in understanding? Okay. Can you tell me will this query work? So it works in a similar manner as upper clause works. It's just like it will convert everything in lowercase. If you're familiar with Excel, so I think you already know about these keywords. But yeah, this is how it behaves in SQL. Okay. So can anyone tell me like what result or what output we'll be getting once we execute this query?
Mm, there will be zero records
Okay. Why?
because the column address we are just converting into the lowercase,
Okay.
and we already converted that column in uppercase. So when we are matching with the lowercase, none of the records will match it to the lowercase since already they all are in uppercase.
They all are in uppercase. No, we didn't convert the column of the table in
Okay.
uppercase, right? We didn't
Okay.
do that.
We temporarily, I think, we stored them, right? So we are
No,
not.
no,
We
no, that's what I was explaining. We are not storing, we are not doing any changes in the table.
okay. Got it. Got it.
So if you see the table will look as it is. See, if I will just execute select a star from a student, so that's a query to see the output of the table. See, the table look as it is,
Yes.
like the
Got it.
way we created. Yeah, hope it is clear.
Yes. Yes.
So that is why I'm telling until and unless you speak in the class, you'll not understand. Even though I am trying to explain everything, but yeah, how it is going into your mind, how you're capturing it. So once you become interactive or attentive in the class, then yeah, it will be clear. Okay. So we are not doing any changes in the table. Let me again clear it. What we were doing it, we were just for the filter purpose or either for display purpose or either for filter purpose, we were just converting the column to uppercase and then we were getting our requirement. But in table, we didn't modify anything. See, we were using the select clause and select is for display to get the output. We have other keywords for modification. We were not using those commands.
Clear.
Okay. Yeah. Now, okay. Can you tell me now if this query will give you a result? Any idea? Anyone?
Still, I would say no.
Okay. Any idea why? It's okay. I mean, if you're giving incorrect,
Yeah.
uh, sorry. Okay, you don't have any idea. Okay. No issue. So what we are trying to do it over here is let me go to Excel and then try to explain you. So this is our table. Now, our intention was to convert this in uppercase. So that's what we are trying to do.
Lo- lo-
Yeah,
We are converting that into the lowercase.
yes, yeah. That's for display purpose I'm doing it. It's not like we are changing anything. Okay. So I converted the this address column in lowercase. Yeah. Now, what I told in the query or what I wrote in the query is this Hyderabad should match with this record. So do you think do we have any matching records for the
No.
address Hyderabad? No, right?
Yes.
So all these records will be rejected. So that's why, okay, I think I didn't execute it. Yeah. Okay, let's say if I'll execute it, you'll see no records. So you're not getting any records because in the Excel we saw that all these records were rejected because when engine was trying to see like, okay, trying to filter actually based on the data what you gave in the in your SQL query. Then it was saying that, okay, we don't have any data with uppercase of Hyderabad. We have everything in lowercase. Then what you have to do is you have to convert this as well in lowercase. So do you think okay, now tell me. Now we have converted this Hyderabad into lowercase. Now we'll get matching records, right? In this table.
Yes.
So we'll get two matching records. And now why it is matching with the upper or lower of address column? Because that's what we have wrote in the query. See, when we are using the query, we have written lower of address. Compare this with lower of address. We are not saying compare this with address column. So first this lower function converting the address column in lowercase and then it is comparing the value with whatever value you gave.
So it's a layman question, but still I want to ask Farhan.
Yeah, yeah,
See,
sure, sure. Yeah.
the first command is select star from the student. That means we are trying to get all the data from the students table. That is the first understanding. The second understanding was we are trying to make the address column into the lower case, right? But where is the it's a filter condition. So we are not telling this address to get. I just want to understand. So where lower address
Mm-hmm.
means where is the filter condition, right? That means it is going to search the address column.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have applied a keyword called lower to the address. That means we are asking that address to convert into the lower case, right? That is what my
Yeah.
understanding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. The third one is equal
Mm-hmm.
to Hyderabad.
Mm-hmm.
So we are converting the address column to the lower case. Then we are trying to get the matching records in the column. In the
Yes.
okay,
So I think yesterday I was explaining about the order of execution, how the engine executes the query.
yeah, from where?
Yes. So what engine does is, yesterday I will just copy paste this one, order of execution.
Yes.
Let's see it. So what it does is, first it executes the from clause. So it's not like how you are writing the query. It's like how engine executes the query. So there are two things. There is a format to write the SQL queries, and you are writing in this format, but there is another format which engine understands or engine executes. Okay, that is the SQL engine. So engine executes in this order, and that we call it as order of execution. So nowadays there are so many questions they are asking in order of execution in the interviews basically. So they're telling you to write some SQL queries, and if you wrote a SQL query, they're telling, okay, explain me how this query will be executed in terms of SQL engine. So they're basically asking the order of execution, or they're directly asking, okay, explain me the order of execution for SQL queries or SQL keywords. Okay, so how this query will work? First, in this case, what it will happen? First, this from clause will be executed. So after from, there is a table name. So what it will do, as soon as this from clause gets executed by the SQL engine, it will take the copy of this table, whatever data you have this in student table. Let's say you have n number of columns, n number of rows. So it will take the copy of those data and keep it in the temporary memory. Okay. Now, what it will do? So in the order of execution, you can see after from, we can see where gets executed. Now it will see, okay, if user wants to filter anything out of these data, then you'll see, okay, yes, user has mentioned he wants to filter based on where clause. And what data he want to filter? He want to filter lower of address. Then what it will do? It will convert, let's say this is our table that engine kept in the temporary memory. Now, what engine will do? Engine will see user wants to filter the records based on where lower of address. Then it will say that, okay, we don't have any lower of address. We have address column. Okay, so user has mentioned lower keyword before the address column. So he wants me to convert the column data into lowercase. So that's how it will convert the data into lowercase. Now, once it has converted the data into lowercase, now it will go and search the, okay, what comparison or what value user wants to compare it with. So engine will see, okay, user wants to compare based on uppercase of Hyderabad. Then it will compare it with uppercase of Hyderabad here, like the way it was doing. Okay. Then it will say we don't have any records with upper of Hyderabad. So it will reject all the records and it will display you no records. That's what we were getting it on this query. When we were executing this query, see, we were not getting any output. Why? Because engine was not able to get any value when it was comparing it with the Hyderabad. Okay. Now the comparison, okay, let me write here. Now the comparison has been done. Engine rejected all the records. Now it will switch to select clause. At the end, now it will say, okay, user wants to display these records. Okay, and what reports, sorry, what columns user wants to display? Okay, user has mentioned star. So he wants to display all the record, all the columns. Then it will display you all these columns. But since were no matching records, so you'll get no data into it. Now, let's understand the second query. So in the same manner, what engine will do, same, uh, same story. Okay. It will take the copy of the student table and keep it in temporary memory. Okay. Then what it will do, it will check like if user has intentionally put any filter clause. So it will see, okay, user has put where clause, and then he wants me to convert the address column into lowercase. So it will convert the address column into lowercase. The same way we were doing it over here. Now, now it will see, okay, based on which particular condition or which particular value user wants me to compare. So I'll see that, okay, user wants to compare based on Hyderabad. Then it will go and search against the address column that he has converted in lowercase. Okay, not against this column. This is the actual column, and this is not converted in lowercase. This is now also you'll see the value of this particular address, that is original address column, is in the same case. So it will compare against the lower of address column, and then it will see if we have any matching records or not. Then it will go to the first record, second record, and then similarly third, fourth, and then it will see that, okay, we have two matching records and two non-matching records. Now against these two matching records, what it will do, it has found, okay, these are the matching records. Now it will switch to the select clause. Now what does this select do? Select is used to show you the output, to display the output, right? And you have intentionally mentioned a star, so you want to get all the columns in the display in that is output, right? Okay, just give me a minute. I'll just mute myself. Okay. Oh, where I landed to. Okay. So where were we? Yeah. Now, what engine will do? It will see the select clause. It will see a star. So it will understand that, okay, user wants me to display everything, all the columns from the table, but we don't have any lower of address column into a table, right? We have only ID, name, and address, and that's what it will display you. See, once we are executing this query, the second query, what you'll get two matching records and only three columns, ID, name, and address, not the fourth column that was lower of address. Hope it is clear now. If you have any question, you can ask, or we can move ahead with other topic.
Yeah, just maybe it's a hypothetical, but still want to ask. See, we are just trying to convert one particular column on lower cost. Can we do all the columns lower in a single query? See, where lower
Mm.
address, comma, name, comma, ID.
No, no,
Sorry,
that we can't do. So
only
this
one.
lower, yeah, so lower keyword accepts only one argument.
One. Sure.
Okay, so you can pass only one column name in the lower keyword. Okay, hope it is clear. Yeah.
Yeah, one more question, Farhan. See, in
Mm-hmm.
in the output result, you see that the first letter is H is a capital in the first record, and second one is it's all small letters, right? But we are trying to
Sorry, one
match
second. Where you want to
that first one, the first record.
the
See, the
first
H
record?
is
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
in the address. If you see, the
Mm-hmm.
H is H starts with cap.
Correct. Yeah.
In the second record, all the I mean, the Hyderabad is in the small letters.
Yes.
Just want to understand how the matching is done over there.
So we are not matching based on this address column.
Hmm.
We are matching based on lower of address, right?
Lower of address means when converting all
After
the
converting the value of address column
address.
in lowercase, and then
Hmm.
we are converting it, then we are comparing it with lowercase of Hyderabad.
Okay.
That's what we were trying to do it over here. This is like lower of Hyderabad. This 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 is not address column. No, this is lower of Hyderabad. This is lower of, sorry, Hyderabad. I put. This is lower of address. So we are comparing against this column, not comparing against this column.
Hmm. Hmm, hmm. No,
If you
got it.
want to,
Got it.
initially we were doing it right. Initially we were comparing against this column here. If you'll see in line number 33, we were comparing against the original address column. Yeah. Then we were getting only one record.
The exact matching record.
Understood? Yeah, the exact matching records. But we were not meeting with our requirement, right? Our requirement was to capture all the records for all the students who belongs to Hyderabad. Then we went ahead and then tried upper and lower keyword. And with both these keywords, we were able to capture those records. So you can either use where clause, sorry, lower of address or upper of address. But yeah, the value, whatever you're comparing, that also should be in uppercase. Similarly, in lowercase. Then only you'll see the matching records. Okay. Hope it is clear now.
Yes.
Good. Now, previously, there was one thing. We created the table, we inserted values. Now, after creation of table, if you just want to check, there's just a small keyword, just for validation, you can use it. There's no much use of it, but yeah. If you just want to see that if your table is created or not, or if there is any table with the name student, then what you can do, you can just try DESC, and this tells you to describe. Okay, it will describe the table basically. So if you'll execute it, see what you'll see. We have ID, we have name, we have address. So these three columns we have in our table, and then these were the data type. This null and all, just leave it for the time being. We'll explain later on the class. Okay, so these are the data type of these three columns. So this is just to validate that, okay, if you have created the table or not. If not, then you can go ahead and then create the table with the same name. Okay, now yesterday you asked me one question. Are we using alias over here? So no, we
Yes.
were not using alias. Yesterday we were just using the lower keyword. That was not an alias thing. That was just a keyword. But if you want to do alias, and what is this alias first? Alias is nothing but, let's say you have this ID name and address. This is the fixed name you have given when you created the table. But in the display, in the output, you want these names to be changed as per your format. Let's say you want the ID to be changed as a student ID. Okay. So with the help of alias clause, you can do that. This is one thing. Later on, we'll see more use to it once we understand join and all. Then you can give the alias for the table as well. Since now we are only understanding about one table, so there is no use of it. But when once we have are doing join operation between multiple tables, then we have to use alias for the table as well. And why we used to do that? Because this is a short table name, student. But in the project or in any of the domain project, basically, what they used to do, they used to have long table name. Okay. In that case, we give a shorter name for that particular table, and that helps us in understanding. Even for a student, you can do that. You can just write stud or s, but it must be meaningful as well. That if you have a long query, then other developers can also understand. Okay, what alias you have given and what does it mean, or else he has to go deep into the query and then learn it if he is doing any modification in that query. So it should be understandable and readable as well. So in the same format, you have to give the alias. But yeah, that we'll see later on. For the timing, let's try this the column alias. So what I was telling for ID column, what you can do, let's say we have these three columns. Now in the output, if you'll see, we have ID, we have name, we have address. But you want the ID column only for display purpose. Again, let me clear you. We're not doing any changes in the table because we are only using select clause. Select is not to modify, but just to display or just to get the out. Now, after ID, you can write as is used for alias, and then you can give your column name. This is a student of ID, student ID. Now, if you just execute it, see what result you are getting. It has been converted into student ID, right? In the same format, you can do it for all the column. Let's say full name, address as city, anything. Let's say you do it. So you're getting the same value, same result in the output. But if you go and search for this full name in the table, a student, then you'll not see it, right? Because we don't have any column with the name full name. We have a column with name. We have a column with ID, not a student ID. We have a column with address, not city. So this is just for display purpose. Hope it is clear. These are the small topics I just want to cover initially, and then so later if you start using it in the query, then it will be easy for you to understand. Okay. Now, there is one thing. Okay, let me insert some more records, and then we'll see. Now we have 10 records in the table. Sorry, 8 records in the table. Now, now you must have heard in Excel as well what people do. People say sort the data in ascending order or sort the data in descending order. So to sort the data, we have a clause called order by in SQL. With the help of order by, we can sort the data of the table in any case. Sorry, in any either ascending or descending format, in any format basically. Okay, let's try to do that. So again, when you're sorting the data, the engine will ask that, okay, user, you want to sort based on which particular column? Okay. So when you're writing order by, so again, engine will take a copy of this particular table in the temporary memory, and then it will say, okay, user wants to sort it based on, so he has intentionally put order by, but based on which column? So we have three columns. We can either use ID, name, or address. So let's say now I want to filter based on ID descending. So let me execute it. Now see all the data converted in descending order. So this for the last record, whatever we were getting as ID 8, now we are getting it at the top. Similarly for other records as well. Yeah. So this we were trying to do it with ID column. But can we do it on other column as well? Yeah, of course we can do it. Let's try to do that for name column. See, now the name has been converted into and sorted into descending order. Now I'll ask, okay, how the names are converted in descending order? Anybody has any question? If he wants
By
to speak?
alphabet, by
Yep,
alphabet order.
correct. By the alphabetical order or by the dictionary order, right? So what it does is, first in the dictionary or in the alphabet, what you used to see, you have letters from A to Z, and this is just a like ascending order, you can see. And the reverse of it is descending. But there's one catch over here is, let's say you got P over here, S over here.
That's what my question says.
Yeah. So how it is converting in that way? Okay. So let me just try to do that. Let's explain in Excel. I try to explain each and every scenario, but yeah, if any scenario comes into your mind, you can of course discuss in the class. We can discuss that, or we'll try to explain it. Now this is my table, student table. Now I want to sort it based on ID column. That was clear. Okay, 1 second. Now we have 8 records. Okay, that ID column was clear since it is a numerical column. Now if you are filtering based on name column, sorry, sorting based on name column. So how it will behave? In the alphabetical order, right? Now,
I could see that one Priya. See, the confusion lies at
mhm,
Priya's name. I
mhm,
see that one Priya with the caps and the other Priya is in the small. Maybe that's where it is prioritizing this order.
yes, that's correct. So first what it will do, first it will sort based on uppercase and then the lowercase comes into picture. So what it will do, if you'll see the data, whatever we executed through this, if you'll see what you are getting it over here is, so we have, 1 second. Oh, okay. Now we try to sort based on name descending. Yeah. What did I mention? First, the uppercase or upper case of alphabet comes, then the lower case of alphabet comes. The small letters, basically the capital letters, and then the small letters. So if you'll see the priority, so this is what the priority of these two alphabets. Now, we try to sort based on descending order. So now this will come first, right? The lower case will be first, then the uppercase will come into picture. So that's why you can see the the row with the name Priya, that is the first letter is P, which is in a small letter, as top record. And then for all the alphabets or all the records whose first letter is capital comes post that. Okay. Is it clear or should I go deep into it? Yeah, any question?
If that is the case, if small letter should come second, then why the small Priya is coming first here in the descending order? See,
Exactly.
yeah,
I
you,
mentioned that a small letter should come second, right?
yes,
And
caps come
this
first.
caps should come first.
Ah,
But what we are doing it over here? We are using descending, not ascending.
yes,
So in the descending, this will be get reversed, right?
clear, yes.
So that's why you'll see if there are more records with a small case, then you'll see all those records at the top and it will do the comparison between the smaller case records itself. Okay, let's intentionally do it. So I'm creating this type of data intentionally to explain all the scenarios to you.
Yes.
Okay, let me insert one more record in lowercase. Let's try to understand it. I inserted the record. We have the data. This is the ninth record. Okay, Suhana. Now let's try to do that. Okay, before executing, tell me what should be the result? Where should we see that as per your understanding? This is our main table, the student table. Now, when you will be doing order by descending, then which records will be seeing at the top? Let's say I'm executing the same command over here itself. Tell me the result. How we'll be getting the result?
Suhana comes first.
Suhana comes first. Why?
So we are doing in not descending order. If descending order means, let's see, we have only two small uh names are there. One with Priya, other one with Sohana.
That's
So
correct.
the order should be P descending order. Yeah. So when we are just doing this in order in the descending order, then Sohana will go top, then Priya, then the all the other names.
Exactly. That's correct. So we are doing it, we are ordering it based on descending order. So in the order, sorry, yeah. So in the alphabetical order, P comes first and then S comes. But we are targeting, or our requirement is to sort the data in descending order. So in that case, S will come first in the reverse way, and then P will come after that. And then it is for lowercase. So lowercase will be at first. So lowercase Suhana at first, and then lowercase Priya, then all the uppercase or capital letters sorting will be at last. Okay, let's try to execute this and see the result. Okay, we're getting the same record. Let's see it over here. See, first Suhana comes, then Priya, and then all this capital case letter are the names with first letter as capital is sorted in descending order after after the first two records. So that's how it behaves. If our intention was to sort it based on ascending order, then we can just write ASC for ascending, and then you can execute it and see. All these two records, whatever was there in lower case, we are getting those records at the last. So understood the order?
Yes. Yes, Farhan. Farhan, one question. See, the description, the keyword using in two different ways, right? One description student means it is giving the
Exactly.
description of.
You got it right. Yeah. That I mean, I have that in my mind. I was in a mood to discuss that. And sometimes this is asked in an interview as well. Like, tell me a keyword which has two meanings in SQL.
Okay.
So that is ASC descending. So it has describe and descending, both the meaning. Okay. So one, if you are using it after order by name, then it says descending. And if you're directly using it before the table name, then it says describe. So it's like where you are using that particular keyword. Okay, that's a good observation, Nagendra. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So hope it is clear. Okay. Let me just insert one record and then I just want to see like if it is clear completely to you, then we'll see. Okay. Now I just want to understand how much you understood. Okay. So any of you can go ahead and then explain this. Okay. So my requirement is to order these data in descending order based on name column. So I just want to know like which two records or which, okay, tell me the first record first. Like which record will be at the top? Okay, I just want to highlight it, the lowercase. So you already understood the lowercase will be at top. So there are four records. Where is that? Yeah, with lowercase. Now among these four records, which record will be at the top?
So the matching, it takes matching from this. If the both first letters are same, then it will go to the matching with the second letter, U or
Mm-hmm.
O.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's what my understanding. Could be wrong as well.
Yeah, so which record will be at the top?
Yes. U, S, U.
Mm-hmm.
No, if it is a descending order, so then Suhana will come first, then Sonu will come next, then Priya, Priya, NKA, then Priyanka, then Priya.
So you are saying Suhana will come first,
Yes,
then Sonu,
Sonu,
then Priyanka, and then
then Priya.
Priya. Okay. So you're saying in this order, right?
Yes.
And then all, okay. Now let's not focus on these records. So our intention was to understand this only. If you have matching records, sorry, matching letters,
Hmm,
then how it will behave.
correct. Then
So you
it
are
will go
correct.
and
Yeah, you are correct.
okay.
What it will do, if engine will see that, okay, the first letter is matching, then it will check for second letter.
Hmm,
If the second letter is also matching, let's say consider these two scenario, okay, Priyanka and Priya, then it will switch to the third letter, then fourth letter, then fifth letter. Similarly, where it will find the difference in the same way, in at that point itself, it will set the priority. Which one will be at top and which will be would be at down. So at the same time, it will decide the order. So for the first two records, if you'll see what happened, only the first letter was matching. Then it switched and searched for second record. Sorry, second letter. Then it's okay. U and O is there. Then of course U comes after O, and then we are asking to sort it based on descending order. So Sohana will be at top, then Sonu. Then again for Priyanka and Priya, it will go and check for letters P, R, I, Y, A. Till here everything is matching. Then it will go and check for other letter. Then in Priyanka, it will see that okay, we have other letter as well. But for Priya, we don't have another letter. Okay. So at the same point, this Priyanka will be at top among these two records, and then Priya will be the priority of Priya will be down. Let's execute it and see the result. Sorry, I put it in descending, ascending now, so I have to 10. Yeah, this is what we discussed, right? So we are getting the record in the same manner. Similarly, you can try it for other columns as well. So many variations you can do. You can try more scenarios. And if you come into any new scenarios, of course, we can discuss. And then if you have any doubt in that, we'll discuss that. Now, okay, let's take a short 10-minute break. Is that fine? Since it is a long 2-hour session. So
Oh,
it's
yes, Bob.
11:08. We'll join back at 11:20.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Uh, so where were we? Can we continue our class? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So I hope these things are clear. Order by name, ascending, descending, and then if there are similar type of names, then how it behaves. Okay. Now
Yeah.
there is another thing. Let's say you want to filter the record. Sorry, not filter. Let's say you want to sort the record based on prioritizing a specific value. Sorry, your intention is to prioritize Hyderabad location first and then other location. So your requirement is this. What is your requirement? You want all the records of Hyderabad location at the top at first, and then you want to sort other location based on either ascending or descending. Okay. So what we are trying to achieve it over here is, so we have these, let's say these two records, this these two records. So my intention is to bring all these records at the first, and then I want to sort other address based on location. So how we can do that? That is also one kind of sorting. That is the advanced level of sorting. There is simple sorting, order by name or order by any column name, ascending, descending, and that is advanced sorting. You want to prioritize some specific value, and then post that you want the other values to be sorted in ascending or descending. Okay. Uh, okay. I think I missed one thing before going deep into it. Okay, before starting this topic, I can show you one more scenario. Okay, in the same thing. So we were trying to order by name column. Now let's say we want to sort based on two column. So along with name, if you want to keep address as well, can we do that? If yes, how it will behave? How the engine will behave in that case? So let's try to do that. So let's say I'm sorting based on name column. Now I also want to sort based on address column. So now the sorting will be done based on name plus address. So so sorting will be done on this combination. So what engine will check? Engine will first check these two records. Similarly, these two records, the other records basically, sorry, these two column data. And then for all these two columns, it will check all the records. And based on that, it will do the filter. Let's try to do that. Okay, this was our result when we executed order by name descending, right? So that's what we get. Now see the difference. Okay, this is what we got. Let's keep it in Excel just to show you, just to see the difference. Okay, this was our result when we, sorry. Now my intention is to sort based on two column, that is name plus address. So this is our table, the original table. And then I want to sort it. Let's see the difference. Now, if you have any idea, you can explain how it is behaving. So what I tried to do is, previously we were sorting it based on name descending. Now I'm sorting based on name and address descending. So tell me, what is the difference between these two queries first? Till order by everything is fine. Now, when you're mentioning the columns based on which you want to sort, in that case, here we have mentioned one column, that is name, and after that we have used descending. But here we have used name and address, and after address we have used descending. So it means we are saying the SQL engine that I want to sort the data based on name ascending and address descending, because we haven't put anything after name. Okay. And if you're not putting anything, so by default, it is ascending. The similar way in maths, if you're not putting any value before any, sorry, yeah, if you're not putting anything before any number, then it by default it is plus. But if you want to show it is as a negative number, then you are writing it minus. In a similar way, if you're not writing anything after any of the column name in order by clause, then by default it's ascending. Okay, let's show it first here. Then we'll move to this query. Let's see. So I'm not writing anything. It has been sorted into ascending order, right? Based on name column. So just see the name column, it's sorted in ascending order. Even though I will write it ASC, that is ascending, it will give the same thing. There's no change you'll see in the data in the result set, because by default it is ascending. Now, since you have not written it over here, so by default it is ascending. So you are saying you want to sort the data based on name ascending and address descending. So what it will do? It will do this thing. It will sort the data based on name ascending and then address descending. So how it will behave? Let's take the value first. Let's see this one. Let's capture it. Just want to show you the difference. Okay. Do you see any difference in both the data?
Yes. It is 615. No, I don't see any.
You don't see any difference?
Yes.
Correct? Yeah, that's correct. There is no difference in both the data. Both the result, whatever we are getting, there is no difference in that. Why? And how we will see the difference? Where the difference will come into picture? Let's try to do it. Yeah. If we'll just compare these two, so this, okay. Let me put the query above this. So this result set we got with this query, and this result set we got with this query. There is no difference in that. No. Let me create one to record. Now we have inserted the record. We'll see 13 records. Let's validate it. We have 13 records in the table. Now see the result. Now let me execute this. Let me execute this. Sorry. Now, do you see any difference in that? Just see where I put the duplicate values. There is no difference still. Still, there are no difference in the data. In the same way, these data are coming in the result set for both the queries. Now understand what happens. Here, what we are telling the data to sort in ascending order. So it has sorted the data based on name column in ascending order. So this is the result set we were getting. Sorry. Hit over here. Now for this query, we are getting the result set over here. Now, this is sorted in ascending order. This is also sorted in ascending order based on name column because after name we haven't put anything. Right? Now, when we came into address column, then we are saying here I haven't put anything that I want to sort it based on ascending or descending. Here I have mentioned, okay, I want to sort it based on address descending. Okay. So what happens? It took address in descending order. So first it has sorted, and where this sorting helps you when there is duplicate records. When you have two similar records or two similar names, now you want to sort it based on other column that is address. Let's say there are two Adnan from two other location having two different IDs, and you want to see uh, based on name first and then address in descending order. Then you're writing this query. Then why it didn't show, why we can't see any differences? Because by default itself, it showed us this data. based on the way we inserted it. But it doesn't happen in this way every time. Okay. This is a weird thing how engine behaves. It will not always give you the result in the same order. But when you're intentionally writing it, then always when you have two similar records, then you'll see the address, the first address at top, which comes first, like H comes after K, and we are saying address in descending order, then H will be at first, and then the other Kolkata record. If we'll just change it, okay, just change it. Just change it to ascending. Say it has been converted. So it is changed to Bangalore first, but you'll see the same thing. Bangalore first and Kolkata next. Same for these two records. Kolkata first and Hyderabad next. Now what we'll do? We'll just okay. Let me do one thing. Let me not change that query. Now I just want to sort based on name descending. Now see the difference. Now this Sohana will come first, then Sonu. Now here, see the difference. Okay.
So that's not the ideal case, right? Because already the name is matched to the address. So if you are applying descending order on the name
Mm-hmm.
and ascending order on the address, definitely see me. So I belongs to Hyderabad, let's suppose.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Nag and I belongs to Hyderabad. Now, Nag, the address is going to be Calcutta because we are applying ascending order on address and descending order on the name. So then that is the case, the relevancy of the name and address will go, right? Because we are
Sorry.
applying,
Can you repeat once again? Yeah.
see, now you're applying descending order on the name,
Mm-hmm.
ascending order the address.
Correct.
When we initially I belongs to the Hyderabad, let's suppose, assuming that. When we are applying
Let's.
to, okay, now belongs to Hyderabad. That is the
Mm.
actual one. Now
Okay.
we are applying two field, I mean, what's it? Two keywords. One
Mm.
is on the
Name and another one address. Correct.
so the address will go into because there will be shuffling, right? But the address which I belongs to Hyderabad, based on the order, it will go somewhere else, and some other city will come and sits in the place of Hyderabad.
No. So if this will only happen when there will be two Nagendra having different location.
Okay.
Okay. So what you saw it over here is, hey, here I inserted two records with name Farhan, right?
Farhan. Correct.
So you'll see the same name Farhan, okay, but the location is the address is different.
Correct. Yes.
Similarly, for Adnan, I created two records, inserted two records with same name but address as different addresses. In this scenario only, this query comes into picture. If there is no matching name, then there is no use of this query. But
Yes.
if you have a table with millions of data, then there are cases where many names are same with different fields as unique, either address, either city, either phone number, right? If you want to sort in that, I mean, our requirement is to sort based on name and address or based on name and city. Then this query comes into picture. if there are no unique record, sorry, if there are no duplicate records for the name column, then no use of this query. But I just wanted to show each and every scenario. So that's why I created this. Okay. And then try to explain you. Is it clear, Nagin?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now I was discussing about the order by case. Yeah. So now my intention is to prioritize Hyderabad location first and then other location. So what I want to see all the students from Hyderabad at first, and then I want to see other students. Okay. Then what exactly we have to, or let's do a change. Let's say I just want to see all the, because by default, this Hyderabad is coming at first. Okay. When I'm just checking the table. So I'm just changing the city name. You can do any variations, no issues. So I want to prioritize Kolkata student at first and then other locations in ascending or descending order. That we'll see in the query. Now, how to do that? This is very useful when in the analytics or in when you're generating report or when you're doing data analysis. And this is kind of advanced concept to sort the data. And here you will see the difference. Not everyone is familiar with these type of concepts. Okay, now fine. Let's see. Till here, everything is fine, right? We saw this query, right? Order by name ascending or descending. Hope all the variations are clear. Now, what we have to do after order by, you just have to mention a condition that is a kind of if else condition. What I want, it's not if else, but yeah, it behaves like if else, you can say. So you are saying if location is or if address is Kolkata, this is your requirement. Pull those records at top or keep those records at top. And then other addresses. So after order by, you have to mention a case. So this is order by case. Then you have to mention when you want to filter based on address. Again, you have to mention, sorry, I'm saying filter, it's sorting. You want to sort based on address column. So I'm mentioning order by case when address is equal to Kolkata. So I'm intentionally saying Kolkata. Then one that is at top, else two, and let me put this query in the second. So this is my simple select query. Now this is my sorting. What I am saying, order by case. So this behaves like if else, as I mentioned. I am saying when address is equal to Kolkata, keep these records at first position, then first. And if there is any other location except Kolkata, then keep those location at the second position. Let me execute it. Let's see the difference. Do you see the difference? Now, what you'll see. So, in the result set or in the output, you'll get all the records with Kolkata at first, and then all other records. Okay. Now let's understand how this query works in terms of engine perspective. So this is my result set. Fine. Okay. This is my ID, name, and address. And this is my actual data, how the actual data of the table looks like. We have 13 records. All these records are, yeah. Now, when you are saying order by case, when address is equal to Kolkata, then what will happen? You are saying that, okay, I want to keep all these records at first position. Then what engine will do, I'll just explain this one since we already understood from where and these concepts and order of execution. So once it will come in the order by, then what it will do, it will see the address column and search for this value Kolkata. Once it has identified that, okay, these are the same way it will behave, okay, it will search for these, the way I was explaining filter clause. It will come here, it will search for Kolkata, because again it's like comparison when address is equal to Kolkata. So it will come here, it will see for all the records where Kolkata is there. So all these records basically, wherever it will, these will be the matching records in this case. Okay. Now it will keep all these records in bucket one. Okay. So this is like a bucket one. Then what you're saying, order by case, else to end. You're saying apart from Kolkata, whatever data do you have, keep all this data in second bucket. There are different scenarios around this order by case clause. We'll understand each and everything. But yeah, now this is a basic thing. Okay. Now this is like bucket two. Okay. Now you're saying I want the bucket one at top, then I want bucket two records. And I'm not concerned about the order. I'm just concerned that Kolkata records should be at top. In what way, in whatever order you want to keep, but yeah, keep Kolkata location records at top, and then these records. So in the similar way, we were getting the records over here. So don't try to see over any other column, like why 12 first, 11, then 10, then 13. It doesn't matter. We're not doing anything over these columns. Engine is just concerned about the address column, and that is Kolkata. So it has just brought the Kolkata records at top and then other records. And then here also it's not concerned about what is the order. But yeah, it will just show all those records after Kolkata. Now, So this was our result set. Now tell me one thing. I wanted to keep the Kolkata location at first and then other location. But let's say my priority is to keep Kolkata at first, Bangalore as second, Mumbai as third. Then can we do that? Is it possible? Yes, of course it is possible. Let's try to do it. So what we'll do, we'll prioritize this one. What is that? Uh, we'll try to do two things first, like Kolkata location first and Hyderabad, not Hyderabad. Since again there's a variation in Hyderabad record, so I don't want to explain that now. I've already explained, but yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead with Hyderabad. No issue. We'll cover that also. I've already explained when explaining upper and lower. So here also this will be useful. But yes. Okay. Location, Kolkata location first, Hyderabad second, and then all other records, and then other location. Now, I'm just copying the same query. We'll just modify it. So I'm saying when address is equal to Kolkata, then keep it at first position. Now, when address is equal to Hyderabad, then 2, else 3, and that's what I want to do. Now see the difference. Okay. Now again you'll say that okay, we have two records with Hyderabad. Why only one came after Kolkata? This concept I have already explained. Can anyone come and tell me, explain me? Like what modifications I have to make over here? Then we'll get to the exact requirement, whatever we are trying to achieve it over here. Any idea? Let's just format the query. Okay, no issue. I will explain it again. So I was mentioning when I was explaining the where clause that you can use upper or lower it over here. But because again it's like a comparison. We have two Hyderabad. Uh, it's like we have one Hyderabad, but in two cases. One in a small case, one in H as capital. So for that, again, you have to do it same thing, either convert it into uppercase or lowercase. So you can see the difference. Like these are very small or basic concepts that I'm explaining. But when you have a long query, you can use it in so many places. This is like we are only using one or two condition, but when you have 10, 15 conditions to filter, then you will understand the difference. Okay, I can use this function over here. And at that point, it will create an impact. You'll understand the value of this function. So I'll not say just don't take this concept lightly, but understand everything in detail. So that's why I'm covering everything in detail. Okay. Now, since these concepts I've already explained, so I'm going a little faster over here. Now, see, does the data look whatever we were trying to achieve? Prioritize Kolkata location first, Hyderabad second, and then other location. Is it clear? Any doubt clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay, good. Yeah, fine. Now again, there are so many variations over here. Now I'll see. Now you can say that okay, when Kolkata is equal to one, sorry, again in these records, I want to sort based on name column as well. I want the Kolkata location to be at first, but I also want to sort based on name. Again, you can write that query, but that will be an assignment for you. How to do that? We understood order by case, we understood filter clause, we understood upper lower. Now, in the next class, we'll discuss that, like how we can do that. First, I mean, check with you, like if you got any query to do that. If not, we'll discuss that. Okay. But yeah, so far we have covered order by case. That is only one scenario that is left in order by case. We have covered so many scenarios in it. Only one thing, like how can we sort the name as well? Or any column apart from address, let's say, and even here itself. Okay, there are two things. What I want to do is you can take it as an assignment and then you can work around it. So what you can do, the third record, the other records apart from Kolkata and Hyderabad, how we will sort, how we can sort this in ascending or descending. I want to sort these records in ascending. So Bangalore should be at first, then Mumbai should come, but now it is behaving weird. So how we can do that? That is one thing, like sort the mm, third position record in ascending or descending. So how to do that? That is one question. Second, in the same record, in these records, how can we sort name or ID in ascending or descending? Sort the data based on ascending or descending inside bucket one or two. Okay. Okay. Any question, any doubt? Can
No
you
from
work
my
on
side.
these? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll work on
Can
it.
you think around these two questions? Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Fine. Yesterday there was some issue while uploading the video, so I was not able to share the recording. But today, yeah, before
Yeah,
evening, I will try to share it. Yeah.
both videos, right? Yesterday's class and today's as well.
Yesterday and today's as well. Yeah. Yeah.